country bordering Senegal to the north, Guinea to the south and east, and with the Atlantic Ocean to the west. The Guinean territory has an area of 36,125 square kilometers and an estimated population of 1,600,000 people. The country extends over a low-altitude area. Its highest point is 300 meters above sea level. The interior is formed by savannas and the coastline by a swampy plain. The rainy season alternates with a dry season, with warm winds coming from the Sahara Desert. The Bijagos archipelago is located a short distance from the coast. Located approximately half a distance between Ecuador and the Tropic of Cancer, Guinea-Bissau has a tropical climate, characteristically warm and humid. There are two distinct seasons, the rainy season and the dry season. The island territory, made up of more than 80 islands, displays some of the best beaches in West Africa. The rainy season extends from mid-May to mid-November, with greater rainfall in July and August. The dry season corresponds to the remaining months of the year. The months of December and January are the freshest. However, temperatures are very high all year round. Guinea-Bissau, officially the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, is a country in West Africa that covers 36,125 square kilometers, 13,948 square miles, with an estimated population of 2,026,778. It borders Senegal to its north and Guinea to its southeast. Guinea-Bissau is a country in Western Africa, situated on the Atlantic coast. It is bounded by Senegal to the north and Guinea to the east and south. Guinea-Bissau is located in sub-Saharan Africa, a region that lies south of the Sahara Desert. The country has a tropical climate, with a hot and rainy season from June to November and a hot and dry season. Guinea-Bissau's capital and largest city is Bissau. The country includes the Bijagos archipelago and other islands off the coast. The capital city of Guinea-Bissau is Bissau, a port city that originated in 1687 as a Portuguese fortified post and slave trading center. Bissau became the capital in 1941, replacing Bolima. The city is located on the Gaba Channel, which provides an excellent roadstead for large vessels. Bissau has an international airport, a small university, and a research institute. The Museum of Guinea-Bissau and the National Library are also located in Bissau. Much of Bissau was destroyed during the country's civil war, 1998–99, but the population largely returned in the early 21st century. The official language of Guinea-Bissau is Portuguese. However, Crioulo, a Creole that emerged during the slave trade, is the lingua franca and exerts a unifying influence in the rural areas. There are approximately 20 African languages and dialects spoken in Guinea-Bissau, classified in the Atlantic and Mande branches of Niger-Congo languages. Guinea-Bissau's population is dominated by more than 20 African ethnicities, including the Balant, Fulani, Diola, Nalu, Bijago, Landuma, Popul, and Malinke. The currency of Guinea-Bissau is the CFA franc PSAO, XOF. In 1997, Guinea-Bissau joined the West African Economic and Monetary Union and the franc zone, after which the CFA franc replaced the Guinean peso. The Central Bank of West African States, located in Dakar, Senegal, then took over the central banking role. Guinea-Bissau is bordered to the west by the Atlantic Ocean, which contains the Bijagos, Bisagos, archipelago and other islands. The country's coastal area features a dense network of drowned valleys known as rias. Several rivers flow through Guinea-Bissau, including the Gaba and Korabel rivers, which drain the Bafata Plateau, and the Kasha River, which flows through the Kasha region. The southeastern part of the country contains the Fouta-Djallon Plateau. Some eastern portions of Guinea-Bissau are part of the Gambia River system's upper basin, while the interior plains form part of the Senegal River basin's southern edge. Since gaining full independence on September 10, 1974, Guinea-Bissau has experienced a range of governmental structures, transitioning from a single-party state led by the PEG to a multi-party system in 1991. However, this evolution has been marred by political instability, including several coup attempts. Despite adopting a constitution in 1984 and amendments, the nation has struggled with maintaining a stable, democratically elected government, with a transitional government established in 2012 to restore civilian rule. The country's journey has involved presidential and legislative elections, military interventions, and periods of transitional leadership, reflecting a complex shift toward a stable, constitutional government. Guinea-Bissau's economy is a mix of state-owned and private companies, with a focus on agriculture. The country can produce enough food for itself, and most people work in agriculture, both to feed themselves and to grow crops to sell. They also have small industries and services that help the economy. Other important economic activities include forestry and fishing. Most wood is used as fuel, but they do export some sawn wood. Fish and shrimp are raised for people to eat and to sell to other countries. The export of cashews, palm products, rice, peanuts, timber, and cotton is also significant. Manufacturing is mainly small-scale, like basketry, blacksmithing, and tailoring, with some food processing and cotton or timber work. Guinea-Bissau was once part of the Kingdom of Capital, as well as part of the Mali Empire. Parts of this kingdom persisted until the 18th century, while a few others had been under some rule by the Portuguese Empire since the 16th century. In the 19th century, it was colonized as Portuguese Guinea. Upon independence, declared in 1973 and recognized in 1974, the name of its capital, Bissau, was added to the country's name to prevent confusion with Guinea, formerly French Guinea. Guinea-Bissau has had a history of political instability since independence. About 2% of the population speaks Portuguese, the official language, as a first language, and 33% speak it as a second language. Guinea-Bissau Creole, a Portuguese-based Creole, is the national language and also considered the language of unity. According to a 2012 study, 54% of the population speak Creole as a first language and about 40% speak it as a second language. The remainder speak a variety of native African languages. The nation is home to numerous followers of Islam, Christianity, and multiple traditional faiths. The country's per capita gross domestic product is one of the lowest in the world. Guinea-Bissau is a member of the United Nations, African Union, Economic Community of West African States, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Community of Portuguese Language Countries, Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie, Alliance of Small Island States and the South Atlantic Peace and Cooperation Zone. It was also a member of the now-defunct Latin Union. Guinea-Bissau is a republic. In the past, the government had been highly centralized. Multi-party governance was not established until mid-1991. The president is the head of state and the prime minister is the head of government. From independence in 1974, until José Mario Vaz ended his 5-year term as president on June 24, 2019, no president successfully served a full 5-year term. At the legislative level, a unicameral Assemblea Nacional Popular, National People's Assembly, is made up of 100 members. They are popularly elected from multi-member constituencies to serve a 4-year term. The judicial system is headed by a Tribunal Supremo de Justicia, Supreme Court, made up of 9 justices appointed by the President. They serve at the pleasure of the President. The 2 main political parties are the PAIGC, African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde, and the PRS, Party for Social Renewal. There are more than 20 minor parties. Following a contested first round in the 2025 presidential election, the Army of Guinea-Bissau, led by the Brigadier General Dinis Incanha, organized a coup and took over the Guinean government on November 26, 2025. Since November 27, 2025, General Horta Inta Man has been serving as the transitional president of the Military Command for the Restoration of Order. Guinea-Bissau is bordered by Senegal to the north and Guinea to the south and east, with the Atlantic Ocean to its west. At 36,125 square kilometers, 13,948 square miles, The country is larger in size than Taiwan or Belgium. The highest point is Monte Torin with an elevation of 262 meters, 860 feet. Its terrain is mostly low coastal plains with swamps of the Guinean mangroves rising to the Guinean forest, savanna mosaic in the east. Its monsoon-like rainy season alternates with periods of hot, dry harmattan winds blowing from the Sahara. The Bijagos archipelago lies off of the mainland. The country is home to two ecoregions, Guinean forest, savanna mosaic and Guinean mangroves. Guinea-Bissau's GDP per capita and Human Development Index are among the lowest in the world. More than two-thirds of the population lives below the poverty line. The economy depends mainly on agriculture. Fish, cashew nuts, and ground nuts are its major exports. A long period of political instability has resulted in depressed economic activity, deteriorating social conditions, and increased macroeconomic imbalances. It takes longer on average to register a new business in Guinea-Bissau, 233 days or about 33 weeks, than in any other country in the world except Suriname. Guinea-Bissau has started to show some economic advances after a pact of stability was signed by the main political parties of the country, leading to an IMF-backed structural reform program. After several years of economic downturn and political instability, in 1997, Guinea-Bissau entered the CFA franc monetary system, bringing about some internal monetary stability. The civil war from 1998 to 1999, and a military coup in September 2003, again disrupted economic activity, leaving a substantial part of the economic and social infrastructure in ruins and intensifying the already widespread poverty. Following the parliamentary elections in March 2004 and presidential elections in July 2005, the country is trying to recover from the long period of instability, despite a still fragile political situation. Beginning around 2005, drug traffickers based in Latin America began to use Guinea-Bissau, along with several neighboring West African nations, as a transshipment point to Europe for cocaine. The nation was described by a United Nations official as being at risk for becoming a narco-state. The government and the military have done little to stop drug trafficking, which increased after the 2012 coup d'état. The government of Guinea-Bissau continues to be ravaged by illegal drug distribution, according to The Economist. Guinea-Bissau is a member of the Organization for the Harmonization of Business Law in Africa, AHETA. Though a small country, Guinea-Bissau has several ethnic groups which are very distinct from each other, with their own cultures and languages. This is due to Guinea-Bissau being a refugee and migration territory within Africa. Colonization and racial intermixing brought Portuguese and the Portuguese Creole known as Criol or Criollo. The sole official language of Guinea-Bissau since independence, Standard Portuguese is spoken mostly as a second language, with few native speakers, and its use is often confined to the intellectual and political elites. It is the language of government and national communication as a legacy of colonial rule. Thank you for watching this video.